When the local animal shelter saw a power bill way too big for their budget, the local community took it upon themselves to help them out. I'm Amber Jenkins on KOAM News with the story.
Plus, a memo from the Oklahoma Attorney General aims to clarify the state's abortion laws and what drivers in Joplin need to know ahead of bridge construction on Rangeline Road.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
An online community lent a paw to help a local animal shelter with an electric bill in the thousands. This is KOAM News at 6. KOAM's Amber Jenkins has more.
Carthage Humane Society opened their monthly utility bill to an shocking amount. The shelter owed more than $2,000.
How are we going to pay this bill? Last month, our bill had jumped from $600 to $1,000, and that was difficult. But then it doubled to $2,000.
Renee says the extreme heat is the reason why their utility bill was so high. They must keep safe temperatures for the animals.
We're in crisis mode here, and I went to our faithful followers and the community, and I asked for help to meet that need.
The donations from the shelter's Facebook followers actually went over the requested amount. The shelter was given more than $3,000.
It's like, yay, we've got $1,000 to apply to next month's bill. So yeah, it was a great blessing.
Even though monetary donations is very helpful to the shelter, you can even help the shelter by just a simple click of the button.
I know there are a lot of people, they can't come out and volunteer, but they can click a button and send $25, and that $25 goes a long way to help the shelter.
Taking care of the homeless animals can be expensive, but the community and volunteers make it possible.
You know how hard it is to take care of one pet. Imagine 200 pets, it's just nonstop.
Reporting in Carthage, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
The shelter also accepts donations of animal food, toys, and cleaning supplies. Missouri legislators are delaying a special session aimed at passing a tax cut, saying they need more time to work on it. The Missouri Constitution allows the governor to convene the General Assembly by proclamation and, quote, state specifically each matter on which action is deemed necessary. Governor Mike Parson wants to reduce the state income tax by 0.5% and increase the length of agricultural tax credits. But lawmakers have been unable to decide on a final plan, pushing the special session back to September 14th. A new memo from the Oklahoma Attorney General urges prosecutors to pursue charges against those who perform elective abortions, but says they should give, quote, substantial leeway to doctors treating pregnant women for emergency conditions. The AG emphasized that Oklahoma's criminal and civil anti-abortion laws do not apply to pregnant women who have an abortion or to unintentional miscarriages and ectopic pregnancies. Only those who perform the abortion or help a woman get one would be prosecuted. Sam Lane joins us now for our first look at the weather.
Thank you very much, Dow. We're starting out the holiday weekend with a lot of plans, I know, on the table. And we had some storms in the area today, but those have now moved off towards the east. You can see the upper level low energy there near Monette earlier, now moving off into south central Missouri, taking with it the showers and thunderstorms. But there will be more chances of showers and storms as we go into the weekend. We'll get to that in a moment. But you can see right now the closest storms are over there in Benton County, just east of Bentonville, and also near Eureka Springs at this point in time. It was pretty toasty across the area today with temperatures in the upper 80s to around 90 degrees out to the west. Stayed cool off to the east, and I'll be back in a few minutes with your complete forecast, so you'll want to stay tuned.
Thanks, Sam. See you then. Authorities in the St. Louis area say suspects drove stolen vehicles through 2 Academy Sports stores early Wednesday morning. Look at this. The first incident was in O'Fallon, where several people got out of the car and went to the gun department. They tried and failed to get into a gun case, then drove away. The second incident was about an hour later in St. Peters. After crashing in, the suspects ran to the gun case and unsuccessfully tried to shoot through the glass. Police hope the public can identify the suspects from the surveillance videos. Joplin's Rangeline Bridge closes Tuesday morning at 5 for construction. KOAM's Yana Hatala talked with officials and business owners about the project's impacts for residents, businesses, and visitors to the city.
The Rangeline Bridge construction has been on planning all summer and is finally set to start next week. Officials ask residents to be patient and replan their route for work for next Tuesday. The Rangeline Bridge near Lowe's is part of Governor Mike Parson's Focus on Bridges program, which plans to repair or replace 250 bridges statewide. The current bridge does not have sidewalks, but the new one will.
This is actually new to tie into what's there to create a continuous path for pedestrians as well as vehicular traffic.
MoDOT is putting up signs to indicate the detour. However, it is a state route, meaning it may be longer than one drivers may find on their own.
As a state organization, we can only detour on state routes. So you say, oh my goodness, that's so far away out of the way. Again, I'm sure locals will find their own way around.
Andy's Frozen Custard is just south of the bridge. The closure may affect the amount of customers to the business.
So we've actually tweaked our numbers a little bit for our sales projections, just assuming that we probably will lose some business just because it is the busiest road in town.
But the general manager says they will still be open normally.
We're hoping that people will take time to stop, especially with that side road still being open next to us, maybe take some time to look over and hopefully see us and remember that we're still here.
For the first months, the workers are planning to work on the project 24/7. Only thing that would stop them is the train going under the bridge.
To leave it actually open, it'll be an active rail line all during construction, so we have to leave access to the railroad at all times.
Officials say construction should not cause too much noise for the businesses nearby. The workers will try to have the bridge open as soon as they can.
87 days is what it is bid at. So yeah, as soon as we get the bridge done, okay, we'll open it up for traffic.
In Joplin, Janna Hautala, KOAM News.
That project is supposed to be completed by December 16th. You can find a link to more detailed information about the detour route on our website, koamnewsnow.com. Coming up, a local business delivers new rifles to the McDonald County Sheriff's Office, plus how the Kansas City Royals helped a Missouri team turn a disappointing birthday into a great one. The McDonald County, Missouri Sheriff's Office partnered up with Black Rain Ordnance to purchase 20 suppressed short barrel rifles. The Sheriff's Office is upgrading its rifles from the Department of Defense rifles they're currently using.
They have recently purchased new weapon systems from Black Rain Ordnance. It's been a process. We've been working with them for about the last 3 months to make them to make them some modern weapons to fit their operational needs.
The sergeant says the new rifles will help them do their job better and faster. A Missouri teen had the birthday of a lifetime, but didn't start out that way. Reporter Sharon Chen has more on the Kansas City Royals game that changed it all.
Royals have picked that up offensively and then some.
For his 18th birthday, Bruce Williams had but one wish.
Juan Soto's playing. I was like, Juan Soto's going to hit a ball to me. I knew, I was like, if it's coming to me, I'm going to catch it, no problem.
And it happened. 7th inning, Soto steps up to the plate.
He blasted it, and it just sailed through the air.
Bruce was ready to catch that ball, but then, watch what happens.
Hey, that's a guy that dropped Will Myers' home run the other night.
Sure enough, he just took it away from me.
Stolen, right out of Bruce's glove. The theft heard around the K, including the Royals' top brass. Nick Peroni is Director of Guest Relations and Fan Experience.
What I got is basically one of every bobblehead that I had in my collection. And then obviously Bobby Witt being one of our young, exciting superstars, I happen to have an autographed ball from him.
And Peroni also made a call down to Padres camp. We'll get to that in a moment. The Royals identified the man who wronged Bruce as Mark Kirsch, a YouTuber known for a series called Man vs. Impossible.
I was in tears when he stole the ball from me because I've never seen anything like that or experienced anything like that.
But in an instant, Peroni righted that wrong.
Mid me handing him this stuff, he just like jumped towards me and hugged me and he was crying.
Things were definitely made right for me.
And remember that call to the pods? Bruce ended up with not one signed baseball, but two.
He had a ball signed by Juan Soto. He wrote down like 2019 World Series champ and home run derby and all that crazy cool stuff.
With the words, sorry about that, turning the ultimate foul into the biggest birthday win.
It made my birthday it really turned a pretty bad event into a good one.
Bruce hoped Kirsch would be banned from Kaufman, but Peroni says no, that's unlikely. A little bit later, it's opening night for high school football in Kansas. We're going to be live in Columbus for their matchup against Girard.
We'll have your football forecast along with your long Labor Day weekend forecast as well, so you want to stay tuned. I know a lot of folks have outdoor plans for this weekend, celebrating the last summer weekend of the year. And we're going to take a look at that in just a few moments. But first, let's look down at Seneca, Missouri and see what's going on down there. We have mostly fair skies for the Indigo Casino Sky and Resort down there. Pretty nice evening shaping up in that area. Also here in Joplin, it's looking pretty nice on our rangeline cam. We made it up to 82 today. That's all we could muster, starting out at 68, which turned out to be below normal on the high and a little bit above on the low. We weren't, of course, anywhere near that record of 105 back in 2000. We had 0.2 of an inch of rain in Joplin today, and that's good because we desperately need the rainfall. In fact, looking at the map, you can see where most of the heaviest rain fell today was from Joplin down to the south and east towards Monette and Branson, where they picked up quite a bit down there. Also, some storms down in the Tulsa area dumped quite a bit of rain down there as well. But some folks up to the north and west not seeing too much in the way of rainfall. Right now, you can see on radar, most of the activity is well east of Springfield, now moving out of Branson down into northwestern Arkansas. Maybe a shower or two still there in Benton, but that's about it. The rainfall has helped with the drought situation just a tad, but there's still a large section of our area that is still experiencing some extreme drought. So rainfall would certainly be helpful. And it looks like we're going to get some, but not everybody's going to get rain over this weekend. Temperatures right now are still pretty pleasant. 80 in Joplin right now, 80 in Nevada, 75 in Stockton, where, by the way, Stockton is 4 feet below normal on your lake level, 77 over in Cassville, a little bit warmer out to the west where it's 90 degrees over there in Chanute. Your dew points, they're high because of all the rainfall, especially to the east. You can see dew points in the 70s there. A little bit drier up to the north and west in Yates Center and Iola, where they're currently sitting at 62. So on the dew point tracker, right now it's not too bad up to the north and west, downright muggy down to the south and east. All right, let's take a look at your allergies because they've been up there too. 9.6 today, 9.9 tomorrow. So if you're suffering from allergies, that's going to be a pretty bad thing tomorrow. All right, let's take a look at outside right now. We're sitting at 80 degrees, but the north-northeasterly wind at 9 is feeling pretty pleasant, and the dew point is 68 right now, so it makes it feel like it's still 83 degrees, and the pressure is currently steady. Now, tonight we're expecting some fog to develop across our area, so by tomorrow morning, be aware that there could be some dense fog, especially to the south and east, as they've had more rainfall. But by afternoon, it should all burn off and be gone. All right, let's take a look at the future track forecast because tonight we're going to see that fog develop across our area with northerly winds with lows in the mid-60s, pretty much wall to wall. Then tomorrow afternoon, a better chance of storms out to the west, let's say Sedan and Howard area and down towards into Oklahoma. We could see an isolated storm in our area, but it's going to be very, very isolated with highs in the mid-80s. Then tomorrow night into Sunday morning, we're going to see lows in the mid-60s across our area. Not too bad. And then as we go through Sunday afternoon, again, an isolated storm or two will be possible with highs in the mid-80s across our region. Then as we go into Monday, Labor Day, again, lows in the 60s with isolated storms scattered around our area. Your rainfall tracker looks like this. The best chance of rain will be off to the east from Springfield down to Cassville. They could pick up an inch or more over there in Branson, but generally everyone else is going to be around 1/10 of an inch or less. Your 7-day forecast looks like this. 86 tomorrow with some fog in the morning. Be careful for that. Then as we move into the weekend, the holiday weekend, temperatures in the mid-80s with a chance of storms on Monday, but it'll be isolated now, and then drier as we head towards the early part of next week with temperatures still pretty normal for this time of year.
Yeah, highs in the 80s, we'll take that.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, Sam. And still ahead, tonight is the opening night of the season for Kansas high school football. We're going to go live to Columbus High School for a preview of tonight's CNC showdown between the Titans and Girard Trojans. That's up next.
That is the opening night of the season for Kansas high school football, and here in Columbus, we have a big early season CNC showdown between the Titans and the Girard Trojans. We're joined now by Girard head coach Neil Philpott. Coach, A week ago, you were playing in a jamboree with Pittsburgh Frontenac. Two good programs. What did you take away from that jamboree, and how do you feel about your team heading into tonight?
I think it's one of those things that you get to see, before week one, kind of what you need to improve on, what works, what doesn't, where you need to go from, and I think we got a good view of that. We're eager to put it to the test tonight and see if we got better where we needed to, and I think hopefully Columbus is going to be a tough game for us. So we're going to need to put some of those things that we saw on film and put them to good use and to come out successful tonight.
All right, you guys go undefeated in the regular season last year. You win a regional championship. You're getting everybody's best shot this year. Is that something you talk about with your team? How do you handle that as a head coach?
Yeah, we've addressed it a little bit. We made those comments today. Hey, look, we're not under the radar anymore. From a year ago. So we've got to go out and prepare each week to put ourselves, to be 1-0. It's not about necessarily who we play, but how we play. And that was kind of our mantra last year, and I think our kids have bought into it. We go out to work each week and don't change a whole lot of things. We're just trying to make sure we're getting our fundamentals and what we need to do, and that's kind of where we're at right now.
That's a good team over there. There's a bunch of good players in Columbus. What's the biggest challenge they pose to you guys tonight? What do you know about them?
I think them being able to spread the box, and also be able to run the ball effectively. They're coached well-sound schemes on both sides, and they're going to stretch us a little bit down at times, and we've got to be able to match the run inside and also be able to play the pass on the perimeter and do those things successfully. We're going to have kids be in the right spot and reading their keys and being disciplined on defense.
All right, Coach, I appreciate you joining us. Good luck tonight. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Well, this is not the only big CNC showdown tonight in Southeast Kansas. In Frontenac, Raiders welcome in the Colgan Panthers tonight. Of course, the Raiders finished as the 3A state runner-up last year, but it'll be a new-look Frontenac team after they lost 18 seniors to graduation. Also in Southeast Kansas tonight, Riverton hosts Galena, and Pittsburgh opens their season against Emporia in their first game under head coach Josh Latimer. On Southwest Missouri, Joplin on the road against Willard. Carthage is at Branson. Then there's this one. The Lamar Tigers play their home opener tonight against Logan Rogersville. Tigers are fresh off a 48-0 win over Marshfield in their season opener last week. All of those games begin at 7, including this one here in Columbus between the Titans and the Girard Trojans. Be sure to join us right back here on KOAM tonight at 10 for 4 State Friday night. We'll have highlights and scores from all across the area. And that's a look at sports. We're back after this.
We take time now to honor a local World War II veteran. Charlotte Phelps served in the Women's Army Corps in 1944 and 45. Commerce, Oklahoma native was stationed in Texas, and we salute Staff Sergeant Charlotte Phelps, a 4-state hero. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We're going to have reaction to President Biden's primetime speech last night. Plus, how airlines are preparing for what's expected to be a busy holiday travel weekend, and why some movie theaters will be offering tickets for only $3 tomorrow. Those stories, a lot more, it's coming up tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. If you're ever on the go and you still want to be able to watch our newscast live, hey, all you have to do is download the KOAM Plus app. It's available free of charge on the Apple and Google Play stores, as well as Roku, Amazon Fire TV. All you have to do is search for KOAM Plus. Now, look at this. A town in Spain was once again covered in tomatoes as an annual festival returns for the first time since the pandemic. The Tomatina Food Fight Festival returned after a 2-year hiatus, with thousands of revelers hurling 130 tons of overripe tomatoes. Yeah, imagine that mess. Imagine that smell, maybe. Around 15,000 people fought, splattering the fruit on each other, leaving a pool of crushed tomatoes in the town's main street. The Tomatina is said to have originated from a spontaneous bust-up amongst villagers in 1945. A lot of potential ketchup down the drain.
Yes, lots of spaghetti sauce right there.
The weather.
We have some nice weather on tap for the weekend with only isolated storms possible.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.